Hi, hi, welcome. This is part four of a mini series. I'm not sure how long it's going to go on for yet. Quite a while, I think. There's a lot I can talk about. And today it's about why our body holds the key to us getting unstuck. Now, if you've ever been s- uh, getting really stuck with your ideas, you're trying to bash something out on the computer, plan a project, write your article, whatever, and you get stuck, what do you sometimes do? You take a break, right? You get away from your desk, you go out for a walk, ideally into the nature, get some fresh air, and you come back and you have new ideas. You might get some new ideas when you're out walking. So you might think, okay, well, it's just a change of scenery, the fresh air, that's helped. And of course, that does. But research has shown that after exercise, during exercise, what happens is our blood gets diverted more to our muscles and our body to do the exercise. And so there's less blood going to the frontal cortex. But after the exercise, when we come back and sit down to do something, the blood rushes into our brain. So that's why we have more ideas, we feel more fresh, which is why before an important meeting, it's great to go out and move your body, go for a walk, get a break, go for a run. Okay, that's one thing. And we kind of know that our mind and body is connected now, and I've mentioned it briefly in the last few weeks, especially through our nervous system. Um, and we know now, there's a lot of research that if we are stressed, okay, that's going to cause aches, pains, tension in our bodies. If we're chronically stressed, we might get symptoms such as fibromyalgia. Um, we might get high blood pressure. We could even have a heart attack. It's not just from eating the fatty foods and the unhealthy lifestyle. The stress in our brain is going to cause these physiological symptoms. We might get irritable bowel syndrome, which I mentioned last time as well. I have my own story about having severe anxiety when I was younger, and I remember going to an event, a social event, before I'd even stepped foot in the place. So I had no idea what it would be like. I'm sure some of you can relate to this. My heart started pounding ferociously. I hadn't actually even considered what that event would be like, but somewhere back in the recesses of my consciousness, and my body was aware of it, my heart just started beating. It started beating so loud sometimes that I could actually hear the beat in my ears. That was quite a while ago, but I'm sure we've all had those experiences. Of course, we know when we're about to go onto a stage to give a talk, if we're about to perform anything, go into an important meeting, butterflies in the stomach, stress, anxiety is going to cause all these physiological symptoms. So only figures that actually it can work the other way as well, which is why with trauma, somatic therapy has become a very common way to look at trauma, because somatic therapy looks at our whole being, it looks at what's going on in our bodies to release some of the tension, the blockages that's there in our bodies by becoming more aware. Okay, so then that will hopefully release some of the trauma that we have going on that's also in our mind. So talk therapy just is not enough for this. And I'm not talking about trauma in this lunchtime little talk specifically, but I'm mentioning it because it's so um, prevalent. It's kind of, it's always in the news now, right? Or it's always been written about trauma and somatic work, and because as well, we actually all have suffered trauma in our lives on different levels, on many levels. Of course, it's some people have suffered very severe trauma and had very difficult experiences, but we've all had trauma, which is why I'm mentioning it. But what I'm talking about is how our body can help us to release the blocks we might have, that might be blocks that stop us from doing things that we really want to do. It could be from fear. It could be from, okay, so we've got this fear because we don't want to put ourselves out there, go onto a stage or whatever. Oh, okay, of course we're going to have fear if we're about to do a bungee jump or something, right? Or exhilaration or whatever. But I'm talking about the blocks that in our mind stop us from just, if we have writer's block, that stop us from actually just sitting down and getting into our flow, something that stops us getting into our flow. Now, we know exercise is good for us. Okay, we know movement is good for us. Now, research has shown that normal aerobic exercise, yes, it's great for the endorphins. Yes, it makes you feel good. It gets all of that going. But research has also shown that when we do more complex exercise, and this could mean also imaginative, improvisational type movements, what happens is this makes our brain grow in different ways. So it activates more of our neural networks to grow in different ways. And well, there is a research from 2003, and there's been research since. There might be some before that, in which case I apologize because I haven't double checked. But an article, for example, from the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New England Journal of Medicine reported in a study then that dance can be a powerful way to improve your brain health because it regulates both sides of your hemispheres of your brain. It helps to light up different parts of your brain. Now, it doesn't have to be dance, but dance is one way because it is so creative and improvisational. It lights up different areas of your brain that wouldn't get lit up otherwise. And the more complex the movement, the more complex your brain can think, the more imaginative and creative you can be. So this is from MRI studies that have shown this. So that's my little 10 minutes a day today. And if already you're kind of like getting a little bit sort of nervous, like, oh goodness, we have to dance like Jennifer Beals in Flashdance, or be like Beyonce or John Travolta. No, I'm talking about just allowing yourself to move in different ways, which means, yes, it's getting out of our comfort zone. When we do more complex activity, it expands our networks and it grows more complex synaptic connections. Now, this getting out of our comfort zone, which is a big part of what the transformational life coaching, self-development will talk about, transformation, means that we push ourselves beyond our limits. In yoga, they call it the edge, getting beyond that edge, getting to that zone of, right, what's comfortable for us. And this causes some slight stress for us. And also research has shown that a slight bit of stress is good also because it makes our brain grow. So I hope that's inspired you today to just think a bit more about how you move, if you move enough, if you don't, how you could move more. If you would like to learn more and if you would like to be guided and supported, or just learn some more if you have any questions, please drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to support you to be more creative and to get out there more, to be more of yourself and whole and inspired. Have a great Wednesday.